about why the amounts of plastic in the ocean remain more or less stable when we know that every day there is more and more increase in the production of plastic and in the dumping of this plastic in the ocean. So it's very hard to measure the amount of plastic in the ocean, but what we would expect is if there is a continuous production and a continuous dumping of plastic in the ocean, we would expect there to be a continuous increase in the amount of plastic that you can find. But some recent studies that have analysed the amount of plastic in oceans have seen that this isn't the case. And in fact, what can be seen is that the amounts of plastic in oceans are more or less constant. And this is strange, taking into account that every day there is more and more use of plastic in the world. So it could be explained, for example, by physical degradation, because big pieces of plastic suffer degradation due to solar radiation or ocean waves or ocean currents. But it seems that this physical degradation isn't enough to explain why there is a constant rate of plastic. So these researchers have a very interesting hypothesis. They think that there is another factor that's not been taken into account and that is responsible for this amount of plastic in the ocean, and this is microbial degradation. So these researchers have designed a mathematical model to try to explain what the levels of plastic would be like in the ocean if we took into account microbial degradation as well as physical factors. So this mathematical model, which is called a resource consumer model, is based basically on two equations. So one of the equations explains the plastic behavior, and the other equation explains the dynamics of the consumer, which would be the microbes. So for the plastic behavior, it takes into account three things. First of all, the amount of plastic entering the ocean. Then it takes into account the amounts of plastic that are broken down, either due to physical things, like the solar radiation, or due to the consumers, which would be the bacteria. On the other hand, the second equation, which is about the consumer dynamics, takes into account only two parameters. So it's the growth rate of these bacteria and the death rate of the bacteria. So what they have seen with this mathematical model is that it's able to explain this constant rate of plastic in the oceans. So this is all theoretical and mathematical, so it's important to do more experiments in the future to try and confirm this hypothesis. But from what it seems, bacteria play a very important role, more important than we have ever imagined, in breaking down plastic in oceans. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, you're welcome to subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up or comment. And as always, I have included the link to the paper in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.